Welcome to Copperhead Kustoms. We're going to take this tub and this is what we're going to turn it into. If you want to see how we do it, you better keep watching. Alright, for the newbies on the channel, this is a 1938 Australian built Chevrolet cab, as you can tell by the 3 ribs, and this is a $50 tray. We're turning this into something magnificent, but it's a little bit out there, so stick around. Today's episode we're going to box in the front and make a little storage compartment and try to make it look somewhat better. So our first step is we are going to weld this vertical somewhere around here. Of course vertical, not angled. Then we're going to run a piece off of here and join into it. Then we'll do that the other side and we'll see what else we can pull off. have had some success this morning. We've welded the insides of the pieces down the bottom that we were missing. We've made these beautiful sheets, but we'll rewind a little bit. We take this off, and this just always work, hey? This is just unbelievable. But anyway, we boxed in our frame here on our sides, 45 them up the top here, and then we ground them back nicely. Put in a cross piece, top and bottom. Our bottom one leveled with our bottom bar, existing bar. We then went and put some flat bar in, probably about a quarter of an inch or so, notched into this RHS, and I'll grab this piece of timber. I don't know if you're going to see it from where you are. You're going to see that from there? Probably not. But that is going to sit in there like so. Okay. Okay, hopefully you're in a good spot now. So, like I said, we put the top and bottom in. We put these flat bars in here. And then we're going to have this timber. It's going to sit in there. Just in there, like so. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Boom, piece of timber there. Whether we put two in, I don't know. That one's a bit messed up. We'll grab another one. It will be better for us to show you. So yeah, basically that will sit in there like that. Boom, and we will grind this back. We'll cut it in the center. We'll put two in. We'll grind this all back. We'll stain it. Do what we do with the timber, but you'll have to wait and see that. Whether we do that today or not, throw this one in, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we'll cut that through the middle here. Screw it into the flat bar, top and bottom. Over here, another one. Boom, boom. And the reason I've done it this way is this leaves this not sealed, okay, so that if water gets into this box, I'm not sure if I'm having a lid on or not at this stage, but when water gets into this box it can just drain out. So that's why I've done this like this, if you are wondering. And then my logic was that this may then tie in our other bit of the tray a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do there, okay. Then we grabbed one of our old road signs that we found out there, and well, we bought them at auction, we didn't find them, and I've made these pieces up. Now this is an aluminium sign which we obviously can't weld to this, so but we've chopped the sign up and it notches in here perfectly. Okay, we put a little bend on it with the hammer and it notches in on the sides there perfectly. Okay, so we're just going to stick some pop rivets across this face here and down there. We're just going to put some black pop rivets in, and there's our, and we're going to leave that like that, is I'm thinking. So we're going to have that on either side. Alright, so that's an aluminium one. Then we grabbed one of our steel signs, which I was just using for the metal. So I bought all these signs at auction. I bought them just for the sheet metal basically, because I got them for, I don't know, $30 or something I think it was, for all these signs. Okay, so it's, you can't buy the sheet for that, so I bought these for that. And then look at this one actually worked. All we did was it was folded back on itself, and then on the sides back on itself, and we've just cut basically the, like, that's just perfect, eh? So like, unbelievable. That is not heard of. So that fits there like that, like perfection. And then our side pieces will come in and get pop riveted on. It holds it. We may just stick a couple of little stitches along this, and that's that. That's going to be that boxed in, fully boxed in now, and it's going to have our little wooden floor in it. Rooney. You can hear it's raining, so hopefully you can hear me. We have had a pretty successful day. There it is. So now, I don't really have a plan when I build stuff, it just sort of happens how it happens, right? So I have rough ideas and then we just work with what we've got. That's the whole thing about us here, is we just build with what we've got, kinda, you know what I mean? So stuff changes on the fly. So this is what we ended up doing. As I explained with the little box at the front. So we've ended up, we've top riveted that on. That's how we, like I said, we change. And then I mentioned the back. Now, thinking about it, we were never going to be able to do our Chevy bow tie emblem in a piece that big. I would have had to have done it on a small piece and then welded on to a bigger piece, because our bead roller would never, we would never be able to do our vertical or our angled lines on something that wide. We would have had to have done it on a small piece and then welded that piece to a bigger piece. So anyway, this is what our fake tailgate, like, it's welded on. It's not going to be a tailgate, it's just going to be welded. Well, it is welded, it's done. Admittedly, if you look in there, our floor is above that bit of the rail. We only have 6 inches approximately of tub anyway, so we don't really need a tailgate, really, do we? Come on, like, what do you think we're putting in here? Like a ton of dirt or something cruising around, and, you know, want me to hydraulic it or something? Like, come on. So this is what we've come up with, because it just sort of works. Like, it was the right size. I don't know, it's out there, it's something different. So it's all folded back on itself. And we've just laid 5 stitches across the top and 3 stitches down each side, and Bob is your uncle. That is solid as, not going anywhere. And I think, I don't know, you tell me your thoughts on this. Drop your comments down now. Now we've got our little number plate area there Frenched in, so we'll have a little light there, and somewhere we'll still work out our tail lights. Like I said, I have some, I don't know if I've told you, I have some Chevy 1960s Chevy lights that may look pretty cool, or I've got a set of old, you know, typical hot rod round tail lights. So we'd have one of them on either side, maybe out here or something, or we could drill holes in there or something, perhaps, I don't know. So we'll have a look about that later. Even, I don't know, I've always had a thing for those little, I was going to buy them one day, but the little lamp looking ones. But anyway, enough malarkey. So we've got our box made up the front here. We've got 2 pieces of wood. We just quickly did. We stained it, we've slathered some varnish on, so that will be dry by tomorrow. As you see, we don't stuff about with the wood. We hit it with the angle grinder. We throw whatever, we do whatever we're going to do, and we don't let it, we just smack it in, and excuse me, my woodwork always turns out pretty nice, I think. So what I am thinking is that there, I'll paint that with a brush black, or I'll shove a piece of wood in there. I'll probably shove another piece of wood in there, because it's basically the thickness of the wood is basically that gap. So we'll just cut a little slither and run one down there, and I think that will look pretty cool. And we will run some seam sealer on the inside of this edge here. I'll run a piece of seam sealer along there, and like I've said, we've left this so that water can get in and just drain out. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a nice little tub. I think we will put a lid on it. We'll probably do another wooden, like I said, a wooden lid with some fancy things. Starting to get there. So basically, I think that's it. We've made that look pretty cool now. I think the tub looks cool now, guys. Hey, that's a pretty bad looking little hot rod, I think. And remembering, I'm probably going to put 2 inches on the bottom of the cab. I'm thinking. So that they're like level, so then the cab looks really low, and yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty damn cool. So we'll just see if I can zoosh it out there to see that tailgate. I don't know, I think we're cool. I think we look cool. Alright. I will see you in the morning. See, that was French. All right, so we have this here is our piece that's going to go in inside the box, and then we're going to use these 3 pieces to make our lid. You'll just have to wait and see what we're going to do, but we're going to join the 3 pieces together with a couple of metal straps, and then we're going to hinge them, and the hinge is going to be underneath. It's just the way the hinge is going to work. So what we're about to do is, you'll see everyone will be carrying on how we'll do this. This is red oak interior stain, and this is what we're going to do. We are going to slather, and I mean slather. Now, all the wood purists probably cringing at how I am going to deal with this wood, but this is what I do, and I've had great success with the end results. All right. Anyway, as you can see, we're just slathering this on. We're not being too fussy. We're not going to do the back. We're not doing any of that. We're just doing the edges. And I know a lot of you woodwork people are probably cringing at what I'm doing, but this is how I've done. I know my mate, he does woodwork, and he, when he seen me doing this, was just about crying. He was in shock at what I was doing. Going, you can't do that, Brett. You can't do that. And then at the end he said, yeah, that actually worked. Alright, so that's it. There's our stain put on. Couldn't find any decent brushes. So I've actually got a detailing brush. And I'm just going to slap this on. This is called Marine Spar varnish. So it's a pretty high weather one. It's a Rust-Oleum non-sponsored product. And we are going to slap this on and make it all cringe. That was loud. All right, a Rooney. So it is the next day. As you would have seen, I did a little bit of the wood worker, which that was Russian for woodwork. Anyway, we put a little piece. That was the. So we'll look at this first. So this is our going to be our lid to our box. This is what I come up with. You would have, if you've followed the channel, you would have seen I've used these on my Bedford. They're actually just some bracings off that cupboard. And, well, yeah, I know, pretty good, isn't it? So, that was just one little strap that I quickly cut up round the corners and bolted on. We'll probably go along and throw a bit of, I've got some brownish, blackish paint I mixed for the bolt heads to blend them off. So we cut this piece in the middle here. We cut a slither off that so that this fitted in here. And then we hit the timber with the flap disc. And just took the scudge off the top. Then we went out and you would have seen I did the red oak stain and gave it the one coat or so of varnish, and as you can see it looks beautiful. Now on the inside we put that piece in there, and that is actually the offcut from this piece, so that worked a treat. We will see if we can zoom you in a bit there. So yeah, so that's that. So in there we've got to just screw that in. So as you remember, we've got a flat bar there, 2 in the middle and 1 over there, so that we can get it boom boom, 2 bolts in each piece, and that piece in there is just wedged in tight, and that will just sit in there. So that's going to be how that is. Then we've got to be careful that I don't drop this because it's still very wet. Go around the other side and we'll slinky this into position. Somewhere getting like that. And we'll come back here. So this is how this is going to be. And I think, I don't know about you, we'll zoom back out now. I think that looks pretty damn good. Now what we are going to do is, I'm not going to give away too much, but we're going to use these handles. Just they're like off of old furniture handles. So here's a tip: all your old furniture that you're going to the dump, take all the handles off. Old pots, old saucepans, anything, old teapots, all these weird little handles. Trust me, they come in handy. Look on the door handle of that, like on the door handle of the Bedford, like just all these weird little handles. I've got a box of them and they just come in handy. So they're going to go on there, one up there and one up there, and this is going to get hinged coming backwards. All right, and I'll grind these up and make them creamer, more this colour, and they're probably going to go on like that is what I'm thinking. All right, probably, you know, maybe here and here. Now we have some ideas for in here, but I'm not going to tell you. That's right. So what we are going to do is, we'll quickly recap. We've got our aluminium sides properly riveted on. We've got our front sign done. We've boxed it in. So it's all boxed in. Everything's welded out now. We've got our timber floor in our little box. We've now got our lid made for our box. We've decided to go, this is a tailgate. Well, you know, a fixed tailgate. We're not doing the Chev thing now, as remember I said, I can't do it in my bead roller, so that's how we're going to do that. And I don't know, I think we are starting to look pretty good. Now, like I've said, things evolve here as I build, and it has evolved inside this weird little thing that's my brain, which you probably wouldn't understand because I can't understand how it works yet, but I have come up with what I'm doing. But you are going to have to wait until the next episode. So we are going to drop you with a bomb. So to see what I do, what's in here, what I've come up with, you need to come back and watch the next one because it is going to be jaw-droppingly good. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.